best benefits about wearing press-on nails is the fact that you can reuse them. And I'm talking about those high quality gel press-on nails, the ones that you custom order and pay just a little bit more money for. This is where you can really get that bang for your buck. Although I will say there are probably 3 ifs. And what I mean by ifs are like, if you do this, then you can reuse them. If you do this, then you should be able to reuse them. So number 1 is if you're not too hard on your nails while you're wearing them. So if you're not like a mechanic or a painter or something that's very, very hands-on, you should be totally fine. Number 2, if you safely and properly remove your press-on nails and take the time to soak them off and not just like rip them off with your teeth. Number 3 is if you take the time to properly prep the press-on nails for reuse. So if you're new here, my name's Yaliana and I make videos about all things press-on nails on this channel. And then this one, I'm going to show you how to remove your press-on nails step by step, how to remove them safely and properly so that you can reuse them. And of course, I'll get into how to prep them so that they're good as new and ready for reuse. I also ran into a little problem while I was filming this video and while I was removing my old set of nails. And we'll get into that because I feel like sharing information about this issue is actually going to be very informative because it's something that I really had no idea about until this happened. So stay tuned. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before we get into it, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy nail content on my channel. Okay, so these are the nails that we are going to be removing today. I had this set on for almost 3 weeks, and I actually do have a full tutorial on how I did this nail design on my YouTube channel. I'll link it up here in the cards, or it'll be linked somewhere in the description box, but definitely check that out if you're interested in seeing that. But let's take a close-up look at these nails. I noticed I had these little dark spots under my press-on nails, and I was like, is that bruising? Like, that's what I thought it was. And mind you, I've had this before, and I literally thought, oh, I bruised my nail somehow. Like somehow I banged my nail hard enough that it left me bruises on my nail bed. But while I'm examining this set, I noticed it's actually like on multiple nails, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. So anyway, I just took note of that and I began to remove my press-on nails. The safest way and the best way to remove your press-on nails, although it may be time consuming, is to soak off your nails. Not only for the health of your nail, but also to protect and preserve the press-on nail itself if you do want to reuse them. So to remove the press-on nails, the first thing you're going to need is just a bowl of warm water. You want to get it as hot as you can tolerate it, because the warmer it is, the quicker it helps loosen up the nail glue under the press-on nail. To the bowl, you're going to want to add a little bit of soap. You can use like a hand soap or a dish soap, and then some kind of oil to keep your hands and nails moisturized. I use a little bit of vitamin E oil. And then I set my timer for 15 minutes to start soaking off those nails. You can start with like 10 minutes or 15 minutes depending on how long you've had the nails on. Like if you just glued them on maybe 3-4 days ago, it might take longer for them to come off.
And not as in Kendra wants her, whereas maybe wants to be accepted, quintessential small town, popular parents lifestyle storyline. City High School. Jill was a Beale City cheerleader. Jill says in another "We Together Forever."
Okay, so after 15 minutes, I took my hands out the bowl and I just started using my little cuticle pusher tool to see if I could lift the press-on nail. You do not want to just start ripping them off and assuming that they're ready to go. You may need to soak again for another 10-15 minutes, and that's okay. You just have a little patience. I promise you it's worth it. But in this case, I feel like my nails were pretty ready to go. So I started lifting them up with that cuticle pusher and just working my way around each nail until I was able to pop them off. Okay, and now this is where we get into my little problem that I mentioned earlier. I actually think, I'm pretty sure I know, I have a nail infection. I know, gross. And you guys can see, it looks like I have a little bruise on my nail bed. I actually have it on multiple nails. I think it was like 3 of them, but that's not a bruise. I wish it was, but it's actually what I believe is a bacterial infection. I know. It has an actual scientific name called Pseudomonas aeruginoso. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's the way I'm going to say it. And it's an infection that thrives in moist environments such as under nails. And I think this came from the fact that my press-on nails weren't properly applied. As much as I thought I was doing a really good job applying them, apparently I wasn't. There was probably some like air pockets that allowed water to get under my press-on nails. So like under the press-on nail and between my nail bed was just like a very moist environment, and that is what allowed this bacteria to thrive, causing this infection, which is still on my nails. By the way, I'm no scientist. I'm not even a licensed nail tech. This is just what I'm learning from my own research. Please just take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm just trying to share a little bit of the information from my own experience, my own research and whatnot. I do share obviously a bunch of nail content on this channel, and I kind of just want to make people aware of the possibility of something like this happening. I really don't think my case is severe at all, so I've just been trying to do some home remedies like soaking my nails in vinegar to try and kill that bacteria. But of course, if you find yourself in this situation and you feel like it's a little more severe, of course go seek medical attention and do what you gotta do. Some cases you may need like antibiotics, but like I said, I'm no scientist, I'm no pro at any of this, so definitely leave a comment down below if you know more than me. If you want to correct anything that I'm saying about this topic in the comments down below, please do so. Please and thank you. I just all want us to be as properly informed as we can be. So hopefully this clears up soon. I'm not going to be applying press-on nails for a while. But with that all being said, let's go ahead and get into the prepping process so that we can actually reuse the nails. It is time to clean up these dusty and crusty press-on nails. Now you probably remove your nails and you're like, yeah, these are so gunky, I'm just gonna throw them away. But you can actually reuse them. So look at this one right here. Actually, let me show you the thumb because it's probably the worst. Look at this thumbnail right here. It is so crusty. So some of this stuff is actually actual like wall paint because I was painting my son's room. But if we zoom in here, it's actually disgusting. Yeah, I know, but this is dried up nail glue, and then I don't even want to know what else. But we're gonna clean that up today. We're gonna make them good as new so that we can reuse them if we'd like. Like this is one of the benefits of press-on nails is that they are reusable. So when you are buying like custom nails, take that into consideration when you think about like the cost of them, because as long as you remove them properly and you're not like too harsh on your nails, you can wear these over and over again and you would definitely get your money's worth. I'm going to be using my e-file to do this. I would highly recommend that you have an e-file because unless you have like a super skinny nail file, you're not going to be able to get in there and file off. I mean, I guess you could, but I would just say using an e-file is so much easier. And I'm using a football shaped nail bit just because it kind of will help with the curve of the nail and just getting in there and fitting specifically in the pinky nail as well. So let's get started. You guys can see I got most of that off. You don't want to file too much because you don't want to end up making the nail tip super thin. I could probably take a little bit more of that off, but I'm gonna leave it like that because it is good enough to apply as is. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same exact thing to the rest of the nails. Some of them are worse than others, and I guess it's depending on the amount of glue I put, but look how gross these are. Honestly, that looks good as new to me. The only thing we still have to do is go in and file the edges, because you guys can see there's like a little bit of that extra glue here on the sides and in the cuticle area, and we're just gonna sharpen her back up. But first, let me finish the rest of the insides of these nails and then I'll get back to you guys. Okay, now that all the nails are cleaned up on the inside, we're gonna go ahead and mount them back on my nail stands. It'll just be much easier to file them if they're mounted. Okay, and now I'm going to be using my hand file, and we're going to file up the edges to sharpen them up a little bit. You can see how the coffin shape is a little rounded out, and then also using the hand file to remove any extra nail glue that's up here in the cuticle area as well. Nails are nice and cleaned up, and just for a little final touch, we're gonna put a thin coat of top coat on top. I'm using this one from Gaioi. I really love this one. I've been loving this brand for like everything. Their gel polish is really good. The top coat's really good. The matte top coat's really good, and also their blooming gel. So like just everything from them is really good. They're a pretty affordable brand too. I find them on Amazon. I'll try to link them. And then I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. So the nails are done curing, and this is what they look like. They are completely ready to be reused. I actually think they look really, really good, and I'm gonna go ahead and store them in my little press-on nail binder. This is where I keep all of my extra nail sets or like practice sets that I do before I do a complete set like this. Or even like if I really like a nail set, I'll keep one hand of it. So like I'll just keep 5 little nails of it to use as like inspiration for future nails. But these are some of the very first press-on nails that I've ever done. I only have 2 pages of these. If I would have saved everything that I've ever done, this book would have probably been filled by now. Like this is the one that I just did in my last nail video. I just saved like half of it. This is like a full set that I plan to use maybe in like October time frame. I actually made them in the summer, but I feel like the orange and black vibe would be good for October, even though it is butterflies. So let's go ahead and put these nails in the binder. I actually need to get some double-sided tape. We are officially going to be starting our 3rd page of nails. And these are just going to sit in here looking pretty until I ever want to use them again, or if I ever just want to look back at them for some inspo and get my creative juices flowing. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was informative. I hope it was helpful in some way. And if anything else, I hope you just enjoyed it, and I appreciate you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did like